we discussed northwest corner rule and least cost method, right? So now we are going to continue with VAM method. I already shared you the notes. So listen carefully. Again, I'll try to repeat what we learned earlier. Under northwest corner rule, we used to pick the north means top and west means left side. We used to pick the northwest cell, and from there we used to allocate the values, allocate the supply and demand based on the requirement, and we used to go ahead with the process. Under least cost method, we used to select the lowest cost in the given matrix, and then we start allocating the values based on our rule of transportation problem. Now under VAM method, we try to give penalties. Girls, pay attention. We try to give penalties. I name penalties as P1 or as many penalties as I'm giving, I name them as P1, P2, P3 and so on. So now how to give penalties? Now when I wrote P1 under the columns, okay, so I'll go to the first column. Girls, I gave P1 under the under the columns. D1, D2, D3, D4 are the columns for us as per our matrix. So using this, I'm going to pick the lowest two values in our column, which are 19 and 40. Girls, if you have any doubt, you can immediately stop me. I am going to pick from the first column the lowest two values, 19 and 40. What is the difference between 19 and 40? It is 21.
21, ma'am.
So that will be the penalty for column 1. Now come to the next column, which is D2. I'll pick the next two lowest value. I mean the lowest and the second lowest value, which are 8 and 30. Out of 8 and 30, the difference is 20. Girls, okay, listening. And then again, if I go to the next penalty, for the next column D3, the smallest two values are 50 and 40. Yes, so 50 minus 40, it is 10. Now again, I'll go to the next column. The lowest two values are 10 and 20. The difference is 10. Okay. Now similarly, I will also calculate penalty row wise. I'll go to first row. Same thing. Pick the lowest two values, which are 19 and 10. The difference is 9. Yes, and again, 30 and 40 are the next two lowest values in second row. So the difference is 10. Again, 8 and 20 are the next two lowest values, which is 12. So now what I do, I got the penalties row wise and column wise. Is it clear to you all, girls? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this representation? What
No, ma'am.
Again, I'll repeat. Again, I'll repeat. First, how to calculate the penalties. I'll either go row wise or column wise. It is our wish. I went column wise. I picked the first column. I checked the lowest two values, which are 19 and 40. The difference is 21. In the second row, the next two lowest values are, okay, there's so many girls writing. Yeah. In the second row column, the lowest two values are 30 and 8. The difference is 22. In the next column, the lowest two values are 50 and 40. The difference is 10. In fourth column, the lowest two values are 10 and 20. The difference is 10. Similarly, when I go row wise, in the first row, the lowest two values are 19 and 10. The difference is 9. The next, in the second row, the lowest two values are 30 and 40. The difference is 10. And in the third row, the lowest two values are 8 and 20. The difference is 12. Okay. So now using this, what do we do? I pick the highest penalty. I am going to pick, pay attention girls, I am going to pick the highest penalty. So as per us, the highest penalty is 22. Agree? From all the P1 values, the highest penalty is 22. So I pick this. So when I'm picking this, I'm going to that respective column. Okay, I'm going to that respective column. In this column, I am going to check the lowest value in the column. 30, 30 and 8 are the values in that respective column. The cost is in that column, in which the lowest value is obviously 8. So for this 8, this process is all to select the cell. Like in northwest corner rule, you used to pick the northwest cell, I mean the top left cell. In least cost method, you used to pick a cell which is having the lowest cost. Now in this VAM method, we are picking a cell which is having the highest penalty. In that particular column with highest penalty, I am picking a cell with the lowest cost. So now I pick this particular cell which is 8. the values, the demand and supply are 8 and 18. So I'm allocating 8 here. Okay. 8 minus 8, which is 0, and 18 minus 8, which is 10. Do you remember this process we did earlier? So whichever side it is 0, we are going to just strike off that particular column or row. As per our current scenario, it is the second column. Okay, girls. So then again, what we will do? We'll again we'll start taking the second penalties. Again, we will do the same process. So first column is unchanged. It will be remaining the same. As this column is gone, we strike out this column. There won't be any penalty here. Remember. Okay, this column is gone. Now third column will be remain unchanged. Fourth column penalty also will be remaining unchanged. As a row is gone, as a column is gone, there will be a change in the row values of penalty. Okay, girls. So now if you see the first row, one value is gone. Now we need to see the new lowest two values, which are 19 and 10. Again, it is 9. We can see for the second row, there is a change. The next lowest two values are 40 and 60. Earlier it was 40 and 30, but now it is 40 and 60. So the penalty is 20. Now the third row, again there is a change in the penalty. The lowest two values are 40 and 20. So the penalty is 20. Okay, am I clear in this? Now again the same process, pick the highest penalty. So from P2, the highest penalty is 21. So go to that particular first column. What is the lowest value here? It is 19. Okay. So near 19, you check the supply and demand. There are 7 and 5. So the lowest value you allocate 5. 5 minus 5 it is 0. And first column is gone. And 7 minus 5 it is 2. Am I clear? Now first column is gone. Second column is gone. Now again start finding out the penalty 3. So this continues till entire matrix gets exhausted. Okay. So now as first column is gone, hyphen, second column is gone, there is no value. Third column is unchanged, it is 10 penalty. Fourth column is also unchanged, the penalty remains the same. Now P3 varies. There are only two values in a row. Obviously the difference of those two values only. So 50 minus 10 it is 40, 40 minus 60, 20, 70 minus 20 it is 50. Now you see till now we were doing only column wise. See what happens row wise also. Now the highest penalty is 50. The same process, first column value 40 is gone. Second column value 8 is gone already and there is an allocation. We have only two values which are 70 and 20. Out of those two from the third row, we need to pick the lowest value which is 20 and see its supply and demand. It is 14 and 10. So 10 minus 10 it is 0, 14 minus 10 it is 4, allocate 10. So whichever side it is became 0, just write it off. Okay girls, understood? Now you can see there is only one row value which is being remained. For this no need to find out penalties, as if it is only one row or one column, we know it is only one row. So out of this pick the lowest value which is 40. So the supply and demand are 7 and 9. So 7 is the smallest value, 7 minus 7, 0, 9 minus 7 it is 2. Now only this is also gone. Now only uncovered region in the girls, I think we need to calculate penalty. I just made a mistake. There is first column which I didn't consider at all. Sorry, first row is also there. What are the values here?
50 and 40.
And 40. And this is 70. Okay, this is gone anyhow, so no problem. Okay, here the value is 7. Yeah, okay. As we have two columns, girls, we need to find out the penalty. Okay, as we have, sorry, two rows. Earlier I was assuming it is only one row. I didn't check the top row. So as we have two rows, we need to again find out the fourth penalty. So P4, if you see, first is gone, second is gone. Third, 50 minus 40, it is 10. And fourth, it is D4, 10 and 60 is there, which is the difference is 50. Now P4, if we say, I'm just writing penalty 4 here as of space. So third row is gone. For the first row, it is 50 minus 10, which is 40, and 40 minus 60, which is 20. Out of the 4 penalties, the highest penalty is 50. Pick the highest penalty, okay, which is 50. So from this 50, if I go, it is nothing but the 4th column. Under the 4th column, the lowest value is 10. So what we have in this, the supply and demand 4 and 2. So 2 is the smallest value, which is 2 minus 2, 0, and 4 minus 2, it is 2. So what happens, the first column is, sorry, first row is gone. Now we have remaining with only 2 things, 40 and 60. Now I can do the same process. So at 40, we have 7 and 9. So I'm allocating 7, 7 minus 7, it is 0, 9 minus 7, it is 2. Near 60, 2 and 2 are remaining. So 2, 2. Now if you see, all columns have become 0. The demand of all columns have become 0. You check in that way. Even the row wise, all row supplies are also have become 0. Now we need to follow our principle m plus n minus 1. So how many we need to get? There are 3 by 4. 3 by 4, it is a 3 by 4 matrix. We need to get 6 allocations. Do we have 6 allocations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 6 allocations. So our problem is trying to give some initial basic feasible solution. So find out the total cost. So in order to get the total cost, how to do? You remember it? 19 into 5 plus 10 into 2 plus 40 into 7 plus 2 into 60 plus 8 into 8 plus 20 into 10. So when we calculated this, we got the total cost to be as rupees 779. Is it clear to you all, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt
Yes,
in one
ma'am.
method? So the only difference is, and under the 3 methods is how to pick the cell in order to start allocating. Any doubt in this? If you have, you can ask me. I'll just continue with the next process.
Ma'am,
Someone.
good morning, ma'am. This is Conin.
Yeah, okay, Conan, tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm not able to understand from where we are getting 0.
We are allocating. See now here, if you see, whichever cell near 19, what happened when I started allocating there? We have 5 here and 7 here. Are you able to see? Did you identify those two, 5 and 7? So out of this 5 and 7, I picked the lowest value, which is 5. I allocated 5 near the cell 19 with a cost 19. I allocated 5. So 5 minus 5 it became 0. 7 minus 5 it became 2. So doing allocations, picking the cell with the respective method, it can be VAM method, least cost method, northwest corner rule. Using any of the method, you need to pick the cell and try to make the supply and the demands 0 by allocating values in the cell.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Girls, any doubt? Any doubt? Anyone else? So now, girls, I'll just go. I'll go back. Anyhow, I need to redo this.
Ma'am, can you please adjust the board? I cannot see it properly.
Ma'am, how do we present all this in the exam, ma'am?
Same way, the same matrix in what way I showed you, the same way.
Okay, ma'am.
You need to, but you can't use, because I have an option. I'm using a whiteboard marker. If it is classroom, I just might have used only a chalk piece, white chalk piece. Same way in your exam also, you need to just use your pen and a pencil. That's it. No other color pens, because ma'am started using colors It is only I'm making you convenient because it is an online class. Okay.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
I'll just take all the methods, girls. I'll just show you the cost. These are the three methods we saw under the same problem. The matrix is same. The example is same. So when we applied northwest corner rule, the total cost is 1015. Similarly, when we applied least cost method, the cost is 814. I'm just reminding you weeks before class. If you okay. And now when I'm using VAM method, what happened to the total cost, girls? It became 779. So as I told you, these are the multiple solutions. These are the multiple solutions in operations research. So I call this as initial basic feasible solution. It is also initial basic feasible solution. This is also initial basic feasible solution. But I need to prove an optimal solution. I need to prove an optimal solution, and I can't conclude these three are the optimal solutions. So in transportation problem, okay, in order to conclude that this particular so-and-so solution is an optimal solution, I need to give them the optimal solution. Can I still further reduce the cost? From 1000, we reduced it to 800. From 800, we reduced it to 700. Now from 700, can we further reduce the cost is what? One of the techniques which we can apply in operations research. So that is what we are supposed to do. So for that, in order to show the optimality, we need to check an optimality. There is a method which I try to call it as Modi method. Modi here represents not Narendra Modi, it is modified differentiation method under transportation problems. Okay, modified differentiation method. In short, we try to call it as Modi method. If today morning, whatever screenshots I shared you can check. There is a matrix which I shared you. Girls, can you see that?
Is it from sixth problem, ma'am? Is
Wait,
it
I'm
sixth
sharing
problem?
you the screen. That's why I just. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is Modi method. So we try to find out the optimality. It is a test for optimality in exam. Obviously, you're not supposed to apply all the three methods. Like, not now they ask us to solve it using a transportation problem. It is up to your choice. You can use any of the three methods which is convenient to you. Okay. But in order to, as we need to apply Modi method, and then after applying any of the three methods, yes, you can apply Modi method. You must apply Modi method and then prove the optimality. So what happens is, you can also see that these are the lowest, very easy methods. Simply pick the northwest corner rule is the very easiest method, where I can directly pick the top left cell and start continuing the process. But what happens when you're applying Modi method, your steps increase in order to prove the optimality. So what I tell you in exam, if they ask you without mentioning you, certain times they'll ask, solve the transportation problem using least cost method. If they ask that way, obviously you need to do it the same way. Okay. But if they don't mention, if they just ask us, find the optimal solution for the given transportation problem, apply VAM method and then plus Modi method. Both. Transportation problem means don't just stop with VAM method. Even you need to continue the problem with Modi method and show them what is the optimal solution. Okay. So in order to show what is the optimal solution, this is our particular matrix. I just wrote only basic, main, important 3 steps. So what we try to do from our VAM method matrix, I'll take the matrix what we finally solved from our VAM method. From there, we need to generate U, I, and Vj values. What are they? How are they? All that I'll try to tell you. Again, I'll get back to this particular thing. Meanwhile, I'll just make a note of the matrix. I'll play the video. Yeah. So now I hope everyone can see the board. All of you can see the board. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you are having the matrix, okay, better I'll just share the screen again. I mean algorithm. Now this is the algorithm for Modi method which we are going to follow. What I try to give, I try to name the rows as U1, U2 and U3 and the columns as V1, V2, V3 and V4. This is what the new names which I am giving using Modi method. Okay, so now someone is okay. So now what for we need to pick, if you see the first step for an initial basic feasible solution with m plus n minus 1 occupied cells, calculate ui and vj. So ui represents, I represents 1 2 3 row wise as we have 3 rows, and j represents 1 2 3 4 the number of columns in the given matrix for rows and columns. So we need to first find out Cij, which is equal to ui plus vj for occupied cells. What are occupied cells, girls? In this particular matrix, I am naming our cells into two categories. One is occupied cells and the other one is unoccupied cells. Occupied cells are nothing but wherever there is an allocation, I am naming that cell as occupied cell. Okay. And wherever there is no allocation, I try to call it to be as unoccupied cell. And Cij is again a new term. Simple. In the occupied cell, what is the cost? Okay. So 19 is the cost, 30 is the cost, 50, 10, 70, 30, 40, 60. So for an occupied cell, what is the cost? We are just trying to identify. So for occupied cells, it is Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. Okay, can you see the, I'll just stop sharing the screen. Yeah, can you see the board now? Now, what we try to do? Girls, if you have any doubt, so for the first occupied cell where we have 5, okay, our first occupied cell is where we have 5. So the cost is 19. So you can see how I write, girls, U1 plus V1 is equal to 19. Did you get my point? I just took the two names, the two new names under Modi method. We need to give under Modi method the names for rows and columns. For rows, I am giving the name as U1, U2, U3. For column, we are giving the names as V1, V2, V3 and V4. So there is a formula for us. For occupied cells, we need to show the cost which is equal to Ui plus Vj. So as it is a position of first row value and first column value, so U1 plus V1 is equal to 19. The next occupied cell is this one, U1 plus V4 is equal to 10, the cost. Then my next occupied cell is so and so where I kept my finger. So it is U2 plus V3 which is equal to 40. Don't get confused with allocation. You need to equal it with the cost, not the allocated value. Okay, this is first one part, and then the next allocated cell is where we have 2, which is U2 plus V4 which is equal to 60, and then the next allocated cell is so and so U3 plus V2 which is equal to 8. The next allocated cell is U3 plus V4 which is equal to 20. Is this representation clear to you all? Any doubt in this? Understood? Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
I can only see Vasundhara, Sai Shri, Anusha, Ponen are responding. Rest all no.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
I'm not able to
So what I'll
understand.
do from now, whoever videos are active, for them only I'm going to give attendance. Okay? I'll make sure this way.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, Anusha, tell me.
Ma'am, how you have taken that allocated cells, ma'am? Like, how did you name that 1, 2, 3?
Simple, ma'am. You go back to the matrix if you have the screenshot of my whatever I shared. Row wise,
Yes, ma'am.
them as U1, U2, U3. It is the rule. Why UV means it is the rule under Modi method. It is the algorithm which is being defined under Modi method. So for row wise, I name them as U1, U2, U3, and column wise, I name them as V1, V2, V3, and V4. Okay, Anusha?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then from that we arrived at this. Okay. Fine, if they're not interested in opening their videos, I am also not going to give attendance for them. So now what is my next step? After this, what is my next step? I need to find out the values for what are all this? What is U1, what is U2, what is U3? I just gave some variables there. I just named them, but I need to give some value for that. Okay, so in order to find out the value for that, I'll just take let U1 is equal to 0. Anything we can take, girls, as U1, U2, U3 are equally repeated. U1 is repeated twice, U2 is also repeated twice, U3 is also repeated twice. I just took which is mostly repeated, I try to pick. So any of the values are repeated twice. So I just took let U1 is equal to 0. Using this, I will derive the values for all this. What is U1, what is U2, what is U3, what is V1, V2, V3, and V4. So now just pay attention. If you can see the board properly, I assumed let U1 is equal to 0. If U1 is equal to 0, what is V1? If U1 is equal to 0, what is
19.
V1?
It is 19, ma'am.
19.
So I'm making V1 to be as 19. If U1 is equal to 0, what is V4?
10, ma'am. 10, ma'am.
10.
Yes, that is how we are going to derive values. Now, I'll just take the one value which we recently got. Okay, now if V4 is equal to 10, if V4 is 10, we got V4 to be as 10. Now, what is U3 value?
50, ma'am.
20.
50 minus 10. V4 is
10, ma'am.
10.
10, ma'am.
It's also 10. As U3 is 10, girls, see how we go need to relate. As U3 is 10, what is V2? V2 is
2, ma'am. Minus 2.
minus 2. So V2
Oh,
is
yeah.
minus 2. Then what else we need? We need U2 value. So now you see, girls, here in this equation, we know V4 value. As V4 is 10, so U2 is equal to 60 minus 10. Can I say U2 is 50?
50.
50.
And what else is remaining? Still, I need to get V3. V3. So we have U2 plus V3 is equal to 40. As U2 is equal to 50, V3 is equal to 40 minus 50. So what is V3? Sorry.
Minus 10.
Minus 10.
Equal to minus 10. Girls, is this step clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please repeat, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please repeat?
Ruth, did you get how we got the part? Did you understand this particular logic? We just
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
these are all occupied cells. So from all occupied cells, we derived this equation. Girls, I just asked you to switch on your videos only, not your audios. Okay, fine. So now for this, we got this for our occupied cells, right? So from these occupied cells, what did I pick? I picked let U1 is equal to 0. From these equations, from these 6 equations, I need to derive the values of U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, V4. Okay, so for that, I made let U1 is equal to 0. Because U1 is 0, V1 is equal to 19. Clear? Yes, because U1 is also 0, V4 is equal to 10. Okay, so because V4 is 10, U3 is again, V4 is 10, so U3 is equal to 20 minus 10, which is U3 is also 10. Because U3 is 10, V2 we can find out. So V2 is equal to 8 minus 10, which is minus 2. Okay, so because V2, again we don't have V2 anywhere. We need to find out V3 maybe. So that is how, I don't know from where did I missed the continuity because they're all filled values here. So that is how using one value, finding out using the one value, we need to find out the other value like that. We got all the values. Now we got where U1 is 0, U2 is 50, U3 is 10, and V1 is 19, V2 is minus 2, V3 is minus 10, and V4 is also 10. So this is how you need to derive the values for U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3, V4 using the logic or equation as per the algorithm of Modi method for occupied cells. So I'll stop with this step. Now the video will end shortly. Any doubt you can ask me till here. So,
Ma'am,
yeah,
ma'am, I have a doubt.
yeah.
Ma'am, in the exam, we can use any method, or they'll mention any method, like using which method we have to find out.
See, mostly they'll not mention any method. So if they don't mention also, you need to use VAM method only. If they mention particularly this respective method like northwest corner rule or least cost or VAM method, uh, you need to use the respective method. If they don't mention, you need to
Okay.
obviously use VAM method, which simplifies your process because this Modi method is very lengthy process. So if you use northwest corner rule, this calculation you need to do 4 times, 5 times like that, which increases your time. So if you're using
Okay.
VAM method, there itself most of the way you are reducing the cost. You can see how the cost has been reduced out of the 3 methods. So the further reduction may be in 1 step or 2 steps. So it simplifies your process. You will understand when I conclude this problem more clearly.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Okay, girls, the video will end.
Ma'am, this is Shivani actually. I have not attended the classes before, so I have a small doubt. I have understood the procedure of
Now we have another part for occupied cells. Okay. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Now we are just continuing. We have one more step. If you see the second step, again I'll share you the screen once for a reminder. If you see this, we completed step 1. Okay, so we find out Cij, which is equal to Ui and V plus Vj for occupied cells. Cij is cost of row 1 and column j. Now for occupied cells, for unoccupied, we need to do for step 2. What about the unoccupied cells? Okay, so yeah. Now, can you see the board? Yeah.
Yes.
For unoccupied cells, the equation is Dij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Simple. Now we know what is the cost. It is for unoccupied cells, girls. Unoccupied cells means where there is no allocation. That I try to call it as unoccupied cell. Okay. So now if you see, I'm just coming row wise, first row, second row, third row and all. So now if I see my first row, my second cell is unoccupied. Yes or no? There is no allocation here if you have any doubt. Okay, there is no allocation. So what I try to write, so I name it as I. I represents row. It is first row. J represents column, second column. So I name this particular cell as D12. Okay. I name this particular cell as D13. I hope you are understanding the positions. I name this particular cell as D33. Okay, so it represents which row and which column. So if I say, if I take D12, the cost in D12 is 30 minus, you can go back. What is U1 value for that? I'll just elaborate. It is C12 minus U1 plus V2. Okay, girls, if I instead of writing it in IJ form, as IJ has been 1 and 2, where I is 1 and J is 2, if I elaborate and write it in the form of equation, it is C12, which is minus U1 plus V2. So C12, the cost in C12 D12 cell is 30 minus U1 value is 0 plus V2 value is
-2.
minus 2. So when I am applying this, it is 32. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now my next cell is unoccupied cell is D13, which is C13 minus U1 plus V3. So which is C13, the cost in C13 is 50 minus U1 is 0 plus V3 is minus 10. So 50 minus of minus 10, which is 60. Next, my unoccupied cell is D21, which is C21 minus U2 plus V1. So C21, the cost is 70 minus U2, the value is 50, and V1, the value is 19. So 70 minus 69, which is 1. Then D, the next unoccupied cell is D22. So if I take D22, it is C22 minus U2 plus V2. Okay, so where it is C22, the cost is 30 minus U2 value is 50 and V2 value is minus 2. So 30 minus 50 and minus 2, the value we got it to be as minus 18. Okay, here I'm just, in order to avoid space, again if I erase it is difficult, so I'm just writing here the value for D. The next unoccupied cell is D31. So the cost in that, it is 40 minus D3, so U3, which is 10 plus V1, which is 19. So 40 minus 29, which is D31, is equal to 11. Okay, girls, are you getting me? Or am I just going in my own flow? If you have any doubt, you can immediately stop me and ask me.
We are getting, ma'am.
Unoccupied cell is D33. So the cost is 70 minus U3 value is 10 and V3 value is minus 10. So 70. So D33 is 70. First of all, before I proceed, did you understand how we calculated Dij values, which are all, Dij means they are all unoccupied cells. Is it clear? Any doubt you can ask me. Is it clear to you all? Okay. Now again, I'll just share you the screen. We calculated Dij values. So for unoccupied cells, find out Dij values, which is what we did just now. Now what is step 3? If Dij values are greater than 0, then the solution is optimal solution. If all Dij values are greater than 0, then we can say the solution is optimal. But in our case, do we have all values greater than 0? There is one particular value at D22, the value is minus 1. So if Dij is less than 0, unoccupied cell with highest negative, we need to start constructing a loop, is what the algorithm is trying to say. Okay, girls. So now under this procedure, I just highlighted that particular value where we have the negative. So girls, before proceeding, I just want to ask you all again, is it clear? Any doubt? Can I proceed further? Is it difficult? Obviously, it is a silly question from my side. It is difficult, I understand. But this is in your 3rd semester. Okay? Any doubt? I'm just waiting. Now you see, there is only one negative value, so no headache. If there are 2 negative values, we need to pick the highest negative value. That is another scenario. But as per our current problem, there is only one negative value, so no problem, we can pick. I'll just go to that particular cell. Okay, I need to construct a loop, girls. Pay attention. Look at the video. I cannot say look onto the board. Look at the video. So D22 is the cell where I got the negative value. So I'll just go to D22. This is the cell. Okay, this is the cell where I just kept a spot. Okay. So there are again rules in order to construct a loop, girls, where this particular cell is my starting point. Now what is a loop? A loop is nothing but a closed path. Yes, where it starts and ends at the same point. Okay, am I clear in that way? A loop is a path which starts and ends at the same point. So now whatever dot I kept, this is nothing but the origin, as well as we need to end here by drawing the loop. So as our matrix is in a as per as our transportation method, our loop will be a square or a rectangular loop. Okay, it will never be a circular loop. It will be a square form or a rectangular loop with corners. Okay, now when I start here, my end when I'm going vertically, or I mean when I'm going horizontally or vertically, I need to end at the next occupied cell. From here, I have 4 ways, girls. Girls, just pay attention clearly. This is my origin. I can go to the top, I can go to the left side, I can go to the right side, or I can go to the bottom. But I can only stop at an occupied cell. I can only stop at an occupied cell. Like let us take an example. If I start here, I can't go to the top direction because my only cell I have is this particular cell, which is unoccupied cell. Understood? So I can't go in that direction. Even I can't go in the left side direction. I have only one cell, which is again an unoccupied cell. Okay. When I come to the bottom, I can go in this path where I have an occupied cell. I can go this way. Okay. I can also go this way because I have an unoccupied cell. But here, what is the scenario? I have an occupied cell. Here I have 2 occupied cells. Yes. So you need to, one way I can go this way. Again, I'll show you if this is the origin. If this is the origin, okay, I can go downwards. We'll just go with an easy path. First, I can go downwards. Here I have multiple occupied cells. Again, I need to give an explanation. So now again, this is my next origin spot. I ended here. Now again, wherever there is an occupied cell, I need to make a turn. I can't proceed straight like that. I need to make a turn. Yes. So I can't go left side. Again, the same logic. There is no occupied cell. There is no way, obviously, to the downwards. From up only I came. Again, I can't go back. I only have an option of taking a right turn. Okay, girls. I only have an option of taking a right turn. So do I have an occupied cell here? I can cross this path and then I can reach this particular path. This is my next location. I arrived here. Okay, which is my next occupied cell. Okay. Now from here, what happened? I'm having multiple occupied cells. Yes. I need to see which path I need to take in order to form a loop. Okay. Okay, girls. Let me just assume I'll just go straight and end here. Let me just assume I'll just go straight and end here. This is the last occupied cell. I can also end here. I'll show that is as the second option. First, I'll show what if I end here. Can I form the loop or not? I'll show. If I end here, where again I can go? I can go till here. Yes or no? I can go till the next occupied cell. Yes, girls, did you understand now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But can I form the loop? Am I going to, again, do I have any occupied cell in my path? Obviously, no. So this doesn't form a loop. So what I'm supposed to do from here, I need to go and stop here only. I can't go further because I'm not able to end the loop. Now when I'm going here, I can also stop here. Yes, but it is not ending the loop. Again, I'll just go and end at the origin. Understood? Is the loop formed? Girls, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to go in the path. Girls, don't worry. I know it is complicated. It is not easy. Yes, you need to practice well. You need to solve more and more problems. Transportation is the easiest problem I can say in operations research in comparison with the other methods. Okay, so try to work hard. I understand. So this loop, you will get it when you're practicing. It is very easy as of now. I'll also share you the screenshot of how to form the loop from the textbook, the matrix, actual matrix, which I didn't write it in the matrix here. So now, if I proceed, wherever I started, we all know the origin now, which is G22, the negative value. There I'll keep a plus sign and minus, alternate, plus and minus. Like this, plus, wherever there is a corner, wherever I just took a turn, first I start with plus from the origin, minus, plus, minus. How many corners are there? In that way, I'll write plus, minus in an alternative order. Understood? Any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Understood? Any doubt?
Yes. No, ma'am.
Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are going to find out the new matrix. Now, we have a loop here. We have old matrix and new matrix. You can see in the new matrix, wherever it is not falling on the loop, I just wrote those allocations. 5 is not in the loop. 2, allocation 2 is not in the loop. Allocation 7 is also not on the loop. That means it is not having neither plus sign or minus sign. Okay, so that is the reason I wrote only those 3 allocations. Now, go to the loop. Now you pick, go to the cells where we are having a negative sign. Okay, these are the 2 cells where we are having negative signs. Check the allocations. There are 2 allocations. We have one allocation is 2 and the other allocation is 8. Pick the lowest allocation, which is 2. Girls, these are the 2 allocations, 2 and 8. Out of this, we need to pick the smallest allocation, which is 2. Okay.
Ma'am, we have 3 allocations, ma'am. We have 10 also at 20.
I'm just speaking
Down,
about
ma'am.
plus minus plus minus. Only go to the cell which is having negative sign. Okay. Only go to the cell where we are having negative sign. Under this, you check the allocations. We have 2 and 8. Where we have 10?
We have 10 in the plus sign, ma'am. So I said it.
Plus sign, just ignore it. Only minus sign. Under minus sign, we have allocation 2 and allocation 8. So
8.
out of this, pick the smallest allocation, which is 2. So this 2, wherever there is plus sign, you will add it. Wherever there is minus sign, you will subtract it. Just look at the video. Fine. So now here in cell D22, I have plus sign. So that means though earlier there is no allocation, I need to add 2. I just allocated 2 near cost 30. Okay, girls, am I clear? Then I went to the next cell where we have minus sign, where I already have an allocation 2. So as it is minus sign, I need to subtract 2 minus 2, it becomes 0. There won't be any allocation here in the cell 60. Earlier there was an allocation 2, but now in the new cell we don't have any allocation. Okay, girls, are you following me? Understanding? Yes, ma'am. Now come to the next sign where we have plus sign. Already there is an allocation 10, and as we have plus sign, I need to add 2. So 10 plus 2, which is 12. And then come to the next cell where we have negative sign and we have an allocation 8. 8 minus 2, which is 6. So this is how my new allocations are formed. Again, you need to check the rule m plus n minus 1, which is 6, which are also equal to number of allocations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Girls, is it clear? This is how, using Modi method, I'm going to form a new matrix with new allocations. Again, I'll repeat how I formed these new allocations, girls. Please pay attention. I picked the cells where we are having negative sign. So under that negative sign, we have allocations 2 and 8. So out of which I am picking 2, which is the smallest value. Okay. So from this 2 allocation 2, after picking that allocation 2, wherever there is a plus sign, I'll add 2, and wherever there is minus sign, I will subtract 2. So that is the same way. Near at 30, we have a plus sign. I added 2. So it became, and near 60, there is a minus sign. So 2 minus 2, which is 0, there is no allocation. Near 10, it is near 20, it is plus sign. So 10 plus 2, which is 12. Near 8, it is minus sign. 8 minus 2, which is 6. Any doubt in these new allocations?
Ma'am?
After this, okay, wait, I'll just give you time. After these new allocations, after calculating them, we got the total cost to be as 743. I wrote you how we got that cost in the notebook, what I shared you. Yeah, someone called me, ma'am. Now you can ask your doubt.
Ma'am, do always we need to start with plus sign, ma'am?
No problem. Negative sign is where, wherever there is an origin, I need to start with plus sign only.
Okay, ma'am.
And then only my flow continues.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Can I say this is the optimal solution? Again, how to say what is the optimal solution? I need to prove for the new matrix also. I need to prove all Dij values must be greater than 0. Okay. So that means again I need to find out. If you see again I need to find out U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3 and V4. Again, we need to find out these values. After finding out these values, you need to find out Dij values. If all Dij values are greater than 0, then you can proceed that the solution is optimal. So let us check it again. So again, I'm going to start calculating. For the new matrix, this is new matrix, girls. You can't consider the old values. Only the matrix will be old. All the allocations, occupied cells became unoccupied, unoccupied became occupied. All these changes happened. Now, can you see the board, full board? Yeah. So again, for occupied cells, Cij is equal to Ui plus Vj. I named already what is U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3 and V4. We are going to find out the values for them. So for first occupied cell, it is again the same. So U1 plus V1 is equal to 19. U1 plus V4 is equal to 10. U2 plus V2 is equal to 30. U2 plus V3 is equal to 40. U3 plus V2 is equal to 8. U3 plus V4 is equal to 20. So these are all we were able to derive using occupied cells. I hope you're all clear with this, girls. There are 6 allocations, so 6 occupied cells we got. Same thing again, you need to use the same logic. Let U1 is equal to 0. So we need to find out the values for U1, U2, U3, V1, V2, V3 and V4. I just took let U1 is equal to 0 as same way. The process is same again. As U1 is 0, V1 is 19 and V4 is 10. And then what happened? As V4 is 10, U3 is again 10. Values will not be the same, girls. There will be slight difference in one or the two values. Okay. And as U3 is 10, V2 is minus 2. And as V2 is minus 2, U2 is 32. As where is we need as U2 is 32, V3 is 8. Okay. Now we got all these values. Any doubt in this? Clear?
No, ma'am.
Now for unoccupied cells. You need to find out Dij, which is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. So the first unoccupied cell is D. Girls, I'm doing it directly. If you have any doubt later, you ask me. So Dij, the first unoccupied cell, which is D12. So 30 minus U1 value is, I'll just write them here for our understanding. U2 is 32, U3 is 10. V1 is equal to 19, V2 is equal to -2, V3 is 8, and V4 is 10. These are our values. So now D12, when we start calculating D12, 30 minus U1 is 0 and V2 is -2. So D12 value is 32. Now you need to check all these values must be greater than 0, then only you are at optimal. If not, again you need to redo the entire process. You need to construct the loop and also on. It continues. So next unoccupied cell is D13. Okay, so 50 minus 0 plus what is V3 value, which is 8. So 50 minus 8, which is 42. The next unoccupied cell is D21. So 70 minus U2 value is 32 and V1 value is 19. So D21 we got it to be as 19. The next unoccupied cell is D24, which is cost is 60 minus 32 plus V4 is 10. So 42. So which is I think 18. The next, I'm just continuing here girls. The next unoccupied cell is D31. So the cost is 40 minus U3 value is 10 and V1 value is 19. 40 minus 19, D31 value is 11. The next unoccupied, last unoccupied cell is D33. 70 minus U3 value is 10 and V3 value is 8. 70 minus 18, which is 52. Are all Dij values greater than 0? All values are greater than 0. Hence optimal solution. Hence optimal you will write. And what is the total cost? What is the optimal solution also you need to write. So if you see the total cost is rupees 743, which is the reduced cost. We can't reduce it further. Okay girls, we can't reduce it further.
Okay, ma'am.
Girls, I'm taking
Yes,
your
ma'am.
attendance as we have only 10 more minutes.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
first we need to solve in MAM method and then we need to solve all unoccupied.
That is what, yeah. Yes,
And then we need to
Manaswini.
make the matrix, ma'am.
In BAM method, in one step, I was able to solve and arrive at an optimal solution. Yes or no? So,
Yes,
using
ma'am.
the same problem, I took BAM method final solution matrix. No, when you're practicing, you can solve it using least cost method matrix, where we got 101. 779 or some before cost. Earlier cost it was 843. Some cost is there. No. Using that matrix also you can practice. You can also practice using northwest corner rule method also. You can see the cost will be, the steps will be 4 to 5 steps you will be doing these kinds of steps. So in order to reduce the time only, we